Okay, it says I'm live. That's why I'm doing this channel is to um collect moments like this. After day one on the yard, probably even still see. Yeah, you can definitely see it. Bad sunburn, even though I used suntan lotion. Um, all day long, just getting verbally abused. It's supposed to be a school and we're supposed to be learning, and they just kept making fun of us and basically telling us we're stupid because we didn't already know the stuff they're supposed to be teaching us. And it's a reminder for me about why I'm doing this, and what my purpose is. For me, my purpose is to be that next social step in the human evolution, or that next step in the social evolution of humankind. There we go. I'm tired. Um, it's excruciatingly hot here in the South. 100-degree days, and even at night when it's supposedly cool, it's still painfully hot. And my car, the AC broke, so I don't have air conditioning in my car, so it is just a heat box. That being said, I have to get up for class in less than 4 hours, and I was in a parking lot to try to sleep and just got woken up by the police and told I had to move. And that's the reality of it. That is the reality of it for a lot of people. And I didn't fight them. I was polite with them and showed them all my identification, and of course they approached me like I was doing something wrong, which I wasn't. And then just staying calm, just staying polite, and then moving to a location, which is another reason why I have a 24-hour gym membership. This is the gym that I was at 4 in the morning when that store right there got broken into, and I was the one who called the police. And actually, one of the police officers was one of the police officers that responded that morning, and after checking my ID, he remembered me being there, which also helped. But I really wanted to take this moment before I go back to my little heat box cat nap. When you're starting out, you're going to have a lot of moments where it's not worth it. You're going to have a lot of moments where it's uncomfortable. And, I'm telling you how to handle your money. And that means you do have to make choices. Now, some of you will make the choice to, pay rent. I made the choice not to pay rent, especially at the beginning of this journey. And I will not be paying rent until I have passive income from my own rental properties. So, this is something that I'm going to deal with for at least another year and a half. That's a short amount of time in a lifetime, but that's a long ass time when you are overheated, you're exhausted, you're missing your children, and you get woken up by the police at midnight. But you gotta ask yourself, do you want something right here in this moment, or do you want something in the future? And don't get me wrong, I've been there. I was there for years where I just needed something in the moment. And that's why the net worth account is about legacy. You gotta understand that what you do today, sure, that'll give you the freedom. You'll spend it, it'll be gone. But you gotta have something for tomorrow. You gotta have something for the next week. Could I throw in the towel for this project? Absolutely, I certainly could. And that's the same that goes for you at any point in time. You could throw in the towel on your goal at any point in time. But just remember, if you throw in the towel now, you're gonna have to restart it at some point in time. For me, with this project, this is only week 2. This is technically day 2, week 2, out of 4 weeks before I get to even start showing you guys how to do the finances for each week. And yeah, on paper it looks like, okay, I got enough time, I'm gonna do an episode every single night this week. But when I get there in person and, oops, sorry, people, I'm just exhausted and, exceedingly sunburnt. Um, I chose instead to just take a nap in the air conditioned room because I was so tired and so fried. And you have to really understand in the beginning you can only do so much, especially if you're doing this on your own. For a lot of us living paycheck to paycheck, we will be on our own because majority of the people in our life will get mad at us if we don't spend our money on them. And they justify it that they're family members or they're a loved one, or they're close friends. But you have to decide in the beginning, why are you doing this and why is it important to you? If you're only doing this to just kind of get a feel for your money, but you don't mind that every single week you're basically back at zero, then that's cool. That's your values. I had that for years. I didn't care if I was at zero as long as I felt my family was taken care of. I'm now at a point in my life where I care. I want my efforts to return to themselves. I want my efforts to not, be in vain. And it feels like it's in vain to be giving so many hours a week to somebody else, and all I have at the end of that week is, sure, there was a roof over my head that all I did was nurse a headache through the entire week, or sure, I had a car, but all I did was pay the payment and barely get fuel in it. I'm no longer content with just surviving paycheck to paycheck. And that's what this is about, is that, I got that way years ago and I got myself out of that situation. And with the divorce and putting myself in the situation again, I'm seeing a lot more things, things a lot more clearly this time around. And I want you to know that whether you've built businesses before, whether this is your first time, it all starts with how you prioritize your money. It's how you prioritize your life. Because money is just an amplifier. It's just an extension of who we are. And my feet are killing me. They're so overheated. In this moment, certainly, I could cry from either being in pain or just being in emotional pain. And I'm not saying that your journey has to be painful. Please don't get me wrong. I chose this journey to do this on my own. And, I understand that was my choice. It's my choice to do this on my own, because there are going to be people who will watch this one day and you guys are on your own. Look, there's nobody supporting me in these moments. I am not emotionally, I don't have friends that, are going to be like, hey, we got you, or hey, you're going through a good thing. I am by myself. And there's a lot of us who have to do that. The system used us and abused us, and now we're just stuck in this cycle of paycheck to paycheck. And there's nobody out there genuinely guiding us and helping us. Sure, there are plenty of people who are like, oh, pay me money and I'll sell you another book. But that doesn't really help. And I got so tired of these people claiming they no longer needed money, but they'd only help people if people gave them money. If you really don't need the money anymore, why are you only helping people who give you more money? And they say, oh, those are action takers. No, that's not true at all. I have had those times in my life where I would be more than willing to take action, but I didn't even have, $1 to my name to buy a book online. I can be, people tell me that I'm selfless and that I do this for other people, and I really need you to know that that's not true. I'm like any other human. I only know my reality, and so I'm self-absorbed. Um, I do this because I know exactly what it's like to not have anyone, and I know exactly what it's like to just hurt. To be on your own, and like today it was a good reminder of how the society needs to mature and just how many people in this society need to mature. Um I don't care how big your ego is, there is absolutely no level of beratement. You cannot just verbally abuse someone into learning a new skill. That's not how learning happens. And then these people have the skill already, and then they're like, well, you saw me do it and I told you how I do it, and if you can't do it yourself, then you must be an idiot. There must be something wrong with your brain. Those are his exact words. You're the idiot. You're the complete idiot because you're the one who has the muscle memory of 7 years. We're the ones who have never done this before in our life. There is no way we can get muscle memory from you telling us you know what you're doing. And that's exactly translating into finances. This is bringing up, a lot of memories of when I first started out that, people would treat you like you're an idiot when you're just learning, you're just trying to figure it out. People are going to treat you like you're a bum or you're a loser because you're trying to figure out money. Um, People are going to treat you like you betrayed them when you stop supporting them. When you start telling them, hey, I earn this money and it's for me and I'm going to build, a life for me, they're going to get pissed off because they got so used to using your money and using your resources and using the old excuses. Oh, but I'm your family member. Oh, but I'm your spouse. Oh, but I'm your friend. And you just got to acknowledge that for some people, that's just how they think. And that's just how they value it. And you have to understand that if you feel alone right now, you are. And you're going to continue to be alone until you get on your feet and can associate with other people who are on their feet. I know it can feel impossible. I know it can feel bad, especially if you're from a family that is very controlling, very much oh, we're family, so you have to fill in the blank. Um, you're not a good family member if you don't pay all the family bills and let, Uncle Todd always mooch off of us or whatever. Um, the whole point of this live was just because I agreed to be real. I agreed to show the hard parts. I'll be honest. If this had been my journey from 20 years ago, I would be bawling. I would be devastated. I would just completely fall apart and not be able to start again for years. Um, Unfortunately, it's not a sign of strength. It's just a sign of abuse. I've been abused by so many people so many times that I'm no longer hurt. I no longer have the expectation that life is supposed to be easy or good or that anyone's ever going to be on my side. Um, I've been talking about the channel and I've been building these episodes already, and I get lots of people when I tell them in person they love the idea, they love where it's going, they want to be a part of it. But as you can see from a lot of these videos, I still have very few subscribers and I still have 0 people watching these videos. But see, I'm not doing these videos and I'm not doing this journey for popularity. If I were only doing it for popularity, I would have quit by now because I wasn't getting what I wanted. Why am I doing these? Because I know at some point in time there's somebody going through something very similar to this and they need that support. And I will be that support. I will be that person to show them, look, it is hard and you are alone. And you know what? Just keep going toward the goal. I'm not going to live in the car the rest of my life. I'm not going to be standing in the sun for 12 hours a day for the rest of my life, only for the next 3 weeks. And I bought an umbrella. And I'm not talking about a little umbrella. I mean, I bought an umbrella. Alright? And I'm gonna make sure that I'm covered by it. And now that I know what to expect, I can't expect it. Oh, it must be Charlotte water. I don't even know what time it is. Okay, it's 12:38 in the morning. God. I got through the Monday. I know what to expect now. So I've got 3 more weeks to get through. It's going to be a lot of standing around and a lot of heat. So not only in the, during the day when I'm on the yard, but also at night when I'm stuck in this heat box. And it's going to be on me. The responsibility lies on me to get through an unidealistic situation. And that's just how it has to go for a lot of us. Alright, I'm going to try to get a little bit of nap in. My alarm goes off in 3 hours. And then I gotta head over there. There'll be a little bit of reprieve in the morning time. Come on. There we go. There we go. And I'll push that one down a little bit. And I'll put that up. It's a complete heat box in here, and it's miserable. But, this isn't the type of neighborhood where you can just lay out all night with your windows down. So, gotta think safety as well. Oh yeah, I gotta close that door. Let me see here. It's still hot out there. It's still hot out there. It's horrible. It's miserable. I'll be thankful when I get to be in a air-conditioned or heated truck for the majority of my day. And while I'm on the road too, I'll be able to have better focuses for each haul that I do. I'll have a specific focus of a hobby that I'll do on my off time. So things are going to get better. Thing to remember for tonight is just stick it out. Oh, ice water. Just stick it out. Things are gonna get better. Already got my permit. I will get my road certification. I will get out to Texas and be with the trainer, get real world experience. And then I'll be able to finally start the journey that I want, which is to be doing the long haul and showing you guys the living on cash flow and how important that is. Oh. Whatever your situation is, live, learn, adapt. Okay? You gotta live through it. You gotta get through it. But you gotta be learning lessons along the way, and then you gotta upgrade. Yeah, I could still be having an apartment that I pay 600 a month for and that's covered in bugs and it's got screaming neighbors and cops called at least a couple times a week, which actually rent would have been raised again. Same apartment, it was 450 when I first moved in, and then he had it all the way up to 600 and would have been raised again by now. And he never once did anything to improve that place, never once. So I'm not gonna be exploited by that. Yeah, it fucking sucks that I live in a car. But you have to remember that I have other freedoms because of that. I'm not fixing the air conditioning because I'm staying true to the lock formula. I'm not using my other forms of income. I'm not using any of my previous savings. I am only living off of what I'm getting from this. And you'll see as I start doing the journey, as I start like, oh God, it's so hot. Um, as I start doing the numbers, you'll see. You'll see little by little, week by week, how they change and how important it is to have a plan and how important it is to then build yourself up strong and then execute the plan by building a team around you to help you execute the plan. You'll see by 2020, through this channel, I'm no longer going to need a paycheck to paycheck. I'm no longer going to need to not fix a car. I'm no longer going to need to sleep in a parking lot at midnight in the heat without air conditioning. So these are just the tough times. These are the beginning times. And if you're at the beginning of your lock journey and you're serious about, you got to understand that this economy was set up to exploit people. And if you're living paycheck to paycheck right now, you're the bottom. You're the bottom of the hierarchy. You're the bottom of the capitalist hierarchy. And the quicker you can accept that reality, the faster you'll get to a point where you can improve it. Okay, like I said, I'm going to try to take a bit of a nap in this hot box for 3 hours and then get back to the school so that I can spend another 12 hours in the sun and the heat. I believe I do. I think I actually have 2 battery-powered fans in the back. I'm going to go find those right now and then bring them up here so that I have them for tomorrow morning. But I'm going to end this for now. But yeah, just life isn't always going to be handed to you. And if you weren't lucky enough to have people who already knew how to handle their finances, it's going to be tough. And, your entire societal structure is designed to exploit you from public schooling that teaches you to sit down and shut up and let everyone abuse you, to parents who tell you to sit down, shut up, let everyone abuse you, to spouses and friends and coworkers who expect you to sit down, shut up, and let them abuse you. And when you stop letting them, you're going to get a lot of resistance and you're going to feel alone and you're going to be rejected. And I want you to know that if you've lost a lot of people who are around you when you start respecting your money, following these 4 rules, you're going to start seeing that it was an upgrade. It wasn't a loss. Now, it's difficult. It absolutely is. But it does get better on the other side. And just stick to the channel and watch these and you'll see. I'm showing you firsthand. It's difficult. Even if you've done this before, if you got to go back to the bottom of the totem pole, this shit sucks. Oh, but you've got to live, learn, upgrade. All right, people. Bye.